Ashley Garcia claims her brother and sister-in-law broke a promise to watch their ailing mother so she could get a break. Madison and Riley Garcia say their daughter's last-minute soccer tournament got in the way.
Okay, Miss Garcia, you are suing Madison and Riley Garcia, your brother and sister-in-law, for $1,250 because you had relied on their assurance to take care of you and Mr. Garcia's mom, and sister-in-law bailed out. Tell me what happened here.
Yes, Your Honor.
Can I ask you what's wrong with your mom? Is there something actually wrong, or is she just an advanced age, or what's going on?
Unfortunately, our mother had a stroke, and since that stroke, I have been the sole caregiver.
Can she walk, or can she not walk? What effect did the stroke have?
She cannot do pretty much anything. I have to feed her, I have to make her meals, I have to give her her medicine, I have to bathe her. I am taking care of her all day.
24/7?
24/7.
So you're not working or doing anything? You can't?
I am not.
All right. And how are you supporting yourself?
I don't have a job, and I have some money coming in from not working.
Okay.
Does
your mother have any money, and are you using some of that money as well, or?
She has money from our father's estate,
yeah.
and
Okay.
funds are really low.
Right. And does your brother or his wife help out at all in the care of your mother?
They do not.
Okay. So at some point after you'd been taking care of your mother full-time for how long? You requested a weekend off.
Yes.
How long
One
had you been taking care of her?
A year.
A year. And then you said, can you guys cover, who did you talk to? To your sister-in-law or
My sister-in-law.
Why?
Well, actually, she knows I've been taking on so much, and
well, so does your brother if he's got connected brain cells.
Yeah, and she's kind of told me that I need to take some self-care.
Does she work outside the home or no?
I know she's recently.
Do you work outside the home?
Yes, I do. I have a full-time job. We also have a daughter, so we have a lot of responsibilities.
And what do you do for a living, sir?
I drive trucks around. I basically hand off furniture to all over the states, and for business.
So
he's not home as often.
He's not home as much. All right, so that's probably why you asked your sister-in-law. And then what happened?
I gave her a date, and she said, let me check, and she agreed to it. It was
in fact, she had been encouraging you to take some time off.
Yes.
So you ran the date by her, and what did she say? She said, run the date by me so I can make sure to block it out.
Yes, and then I gave her the date. I told her it was a non-refundable, only a certain weekend that I could do this. It was a deal, and she agreed to it.
Okay.
And then, of course, I gave them 2 months in advance.
Okay.
I think that's well enough to get your schedule cleared out. And, a week before, she bailed.
What did she do? How did she bail?
Your Honor.
No, just a second. Go ahead. How did she bail?
She called and told me that Sarah had a soccer game and that...
Sarah is the daughter?
Yes.
Okay.
My niece.
How old is Sarah?
She's 8 years old.
8 years old? Mm-hmm. Okay, go on.
And that they, that they have to go to her soccer tournament.
How did that come up?
So we weren't expecting her to qualify for a tournament. The team hadn't been doing very well, and then honestly they just won, and so it was the last minute that we had to take her to this tournament. I even asked other parents if they could take her. I have text message proof of asking.
I see one text message proof. How many parents are on the team?
Well, so I asked at practice. I asked all the other parents, so I don't have a paper
and
trail.
Not one person could put Sarah in their room?
No, I guess they had other people taking them, or sometimes the whole family was going at once, so they were getting a whole room, so they didn't have any spare space for
And how
her.
far away was the tournament?
It's in San Diego, so it's not like
Which was how far from you?
It's about a 2.5 hour drive.
Okay.
So it's not like I can just, my 8-year-old go by herself.
No, but what about the commitment that she had? Because I understand what you're saying. You don't want to tell your 8-year-old you can't go on your tournament, and you can't send an 8-year-old alone.
Yeah, she's my priority.
And so I get all that, but I'm in court because you don't get it, because she's out $1,250.
Coming up on Justice for the People.
Why don't you see her more than twice a month?
Your Honor.
No, no one's talking to you or to you, so both of you please be quiet. And Mr. Garcia, pony up the answers.
And later,
So I come back in the room, and to my dismay, I see the dress, and it is completely torn apart on the bottom by these rabbits.
Do you have the dress?
I do.
Ooh, let's see.
if you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-68-LEON. We're back with the case of Ashley Garcia, who is suing Madison and Riley Garcia for breaking a promise to care for their frail mother.
I get that in life we make choices, and I get the choice you made. I just would feel bad enough where I wouldn't want her to eat everything she ate because I promised I'd be there. I don't get it.
Well, Your Honor, I mean, my kid is a priority, so no matter what happened, even if my kid had gotten
I'm not
sick.
suggesting your kid shouldn't be a priority. I'm suggesting that your money shouldn't be a priority. In other words, she spent all this money based on you promising you'd be there. And what was wrong with him? Why couldn't he be there?
Because he was out, he was working.
He was out that particular weekend?
Yes. He's out, like, he's only home twice a month, so it's
Can I
pretty
ask you
much
something, Mr. Garcia? How often do you see your mom?
Like twice a month.
Are you in the same town?
Yeah,
How far is your mom from where you live?
15 minutes.
Why don't you see her more than twice a month?
Because they have me working around like crazy.
Yeah, I know
schedule.
when you're not working though, because there's times when you're not working. Don't you want us, like, you know?
Your Honor.
Well,
No, no one's talking to you or to you, so both of you please be quiet. And Mr. Garcia, pony up the answers. Go ahead.
Well, of course, but I'm tired and I'm sleeping a lot and these crazy hours and stuff, and obviously I want to see her, but I can't. I'm just too tired.
How tired do you think your sister is?
Not as tired.
Why do you think that? How debilitated is your mom after the stroke?
Well, obviously a lot, yes.
Okay,
but
so can she feed herself?
no,
Okay, can she walk?
no,
Okay, so who lifts her up and wipes her hiney?
no. She does.
Your sister.
Yes.
Right. I mean, do you stop and ever think about that? Like how tired she must be, your sister?
I could do the same job, and
Why don't you?
because, like I said, I'm a truck driver.
Okay. I'm asking you to have a little empathy for your sister and the fact that you don't really. Do you offer financial support so she can have a day off and have a nurse there so that she can have a day off?
Yes.
So you've offered money. Is that what you're testifying to?
No. I offered her help.
Oh, when have you ever helped? Have you ever helped?
Yes, I've helped.
How have you helped?
Taking care of her last week, before knowing that we're gonna come here, I texted Ash saying that, hey, me and my wife are going to see mom. Can you step out so she and my kid can go see my mom and say hi?
For how
and stuff?
long?
Like a couple hours.
Okay, and was that to give her a break or because you didn't want to see her because now you're mad because you were going to court?
I didn't want any awkward things between both of them.
Oh, so that's for your benefit, not her benefit. You understand what I mean by help, right? Like, in other words, that's not helping her. Helping her is giving her a day off, 2 days off. Helping her is for the responsibility of your mom to be equally yours, not just hers, because she has a female body part. You understand? Yes. Oh, I can't wait to hear from you, wife. Go ahead. Yes.
This is just the first time she's ever had responsibility in her entire life.
How old is she?
She's 30.
Okay.
And she's never had a real job. She's never really had any responsibility.
How old are you?
I'm 30, but that is not true. I have had odd jobs.
But not
I
at
decided,
jobs?
I have.
Okay, go ahead.
I have decided to take care of our mother.
Right.
I am
Well,
the
because
one
the
who is doing
alternative
it.
is you guys are doing it, you quit your job, or you pony up money for care, or you do something, right?
Exactly.
Like, so what she's doing is providing a service to mom, right? Which matters to you two, right? Like, it's not just her responsibility, right?
Yeah.
Right.
See, I have 3 children who went through tournaments. I get it, okay? So it's not that I disagree with the decision that you made at the time that you made it. It's that I can't believe you're snotty about it and the money that she's out. Like, I can't Don't you dare interrupt me. I cannot believe that you did not look at her and say, I can't believe this. I'm so sorry. What did this weekend cost you? We'll pay you little by little. I can't pay you all at once. We've got a kid and our own bills, but like, I'll pay you X amount a week until you're paid off for this. And, and let's pick another weekend. And I promise you, it's not during tournament season, so nothing will come up. Nothing. Did any of that happen?
Your Honor, we did.
Did any of that happen? Yes or no?
No.
Right. What happened instead was you said to her, hey, my daughter's my priority and tough.
Your Honor, we did offer to pay the difference for a different weekend.
The
And she
difference
said
for
no.
a different weekend.
The price difference. We couldn't do it that weekend, so we offered the difference.
Did they offer to pay the difference for a different weekend?
They did not.
Yes,
That's
we
a lie.
did.
Yes, we
That
did.
is a lie.
Do you have any proof that you did? Because I've looked at the text and I don't see that anywhere.
We said that when we were at Mom's house.
That is a
what?
lie. You always say things.
Okay, wait. No, that's perfect. No. This is beautiful. This is perfect. So you realize that you should have to pay for a new trip, right?
Just the price difference, not a
Well,
whole
what if
trip.
she can't? Is this a refundable or movable ticket?
She knew it was non-refundable.
Right. So no, but that's fine. So the price difference is the actual cost. Voila! Verdict for the plaintiff: $1,250.
All rise.
Judge Milian has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The co-defendants owe $1,250.
I'm sorry we had to do this, but you knew you were wrong.
I just hate that it had to come to court. You should never sue your family. You should keep it in the family. So this is a burden that we'll all have to carry for the rest of our lives.
Coming up,
How long have you had these rabbits?
7 years.
And are they, I don't even know how to say this sentence because I've never said it before. Are they well-behaved rabbits?
closed captioning, Justice for the People with Judge Milian. Annika Tenner claims the rabbits she was sitting destroyed her dress, so she was unable to attend her friend's gala. Mary Gold says the instructions she left were ignored, so Miss Tenner only has herself to blame.
Ms. Tenner, you are suing Ms. Gold for $845 because her pet rabbits ruined your dress and stopped you from attending a gala. All right, how did you come to be taking care of her pet rabbits? Tell me how that came about.
Miss Goal posted online, to which I responded. We did sort of a quid pro quo. I would stay at her house in exchange for house sitting and pet sitting the rabbits. So I was going into town for my friend Ashley's gala. She was being honored by her work, and I had bought a very expensive ticket for the gala on Saturday night. I flew in on Friday, stayed, no problem. All day long Saturday, no problem with the rabbits. I followed all of Miss Gold's instructions. Feed the rabbits twice a day, let them roam around the house during the day while I was there, and then only when I was sleeping or leaving the house to put them in their enclosure for the night. On Saturday, everything was fine. My friend came over around 4 p.m. We were getting ready. And then I had put the dress out on the bed to lay it flat so it didn't wrinkle. I let my friend out of the house. I took a quick phone call with my boyfriend, and I come back in the room around 6:45 p.m.
What's a quick phone call?
It was about 30, 40 minutes. So I come back.
That doesn't last. Go on.
Well, so I come back in the room, and to my dismay, I see the dress and is completely torn apart on the bottom by these rabbits.
Coming up,
First of all, in our conversation before I left, it never, she mentioned that she will have some other guest in the house, company.
with Judge Milian. We're back with the case of Annika Tenner, who brought Mary Gold to court over some bad bunnies.
How long have you had these rabbits?
7 years.
And are they, I don't even know how to say this sentence because I've never said it before. Are they well-behaved rabbits?
Very much, and as you can see, the picture, like they're buddies. So
They're buddies with each other, and are they affectionate with humans?
Very.
Okay, what are their names?
Benny and Jet.
Do you have the dress?
I do.
Ooh, let's see. Oh, the color is beautiful.
So thank you. So this is the dress that I was to wear to the gala, completely destroyed on the bottom corner.
Can you hold it up like completely? Like, Okay. Can I have it? Can you give it to my bailiff?
Thank you.
Of course.
So they made their way there. They certainly did. Okay. So what'd you do?
My friend is high ranking at her company, and she was being honored. I didn't want to distract by wearing something completely
Oh, sweetheart,
torn up.
it's a gala. People aren't even looking at the hem of your dress. So you're suing her because you feel what? What did she do wrong?
I followed the instructions that I was given in terms of taking care of her animals. And
So you feel like she didn't give you good instructions. So you think that they were stressed out with all of the fun and activity because you were with your friend, getting ready, putting on makeup, playing music.
That's correct, because first of all, in our conversation before I left, it never, she mentioned that she will have some other guest in the house, company.
Right. Judge Milian's verdict when justice for the people returns. This is Justice for the People with Judge Milian.
I don't know if the animals were stressed out or not, but in the end, they're animals, right? And so who was in charge of the animals? Was she in charge of the animals? No, you were. And so you would have to be able to look at her instructions and say her instructions were faulty, which is what you're doing. So let's look at her instructions. Only when sleeping or leaving, put them in your enclosure. Otherwise, when you're there, it's okay for them to be out and about. Right, but that doesn't mean you go outside and take a 40-minute phone call with your boyfriend and leave them unattended. It means when you're not there to watch them. That's what that means. That's what it means to any reasonable human being. They're animals. You've left your nice dress unattended with animals roaming that you don't know well. So how is this her fault when that's what you did? You know, I'm sorry that this happened to your nice dress. I'm more sorry that you showed the poor judgment of not attending the event because of it. It's certainly not on her. And you're suing for the dress, but what else are you suing for? You're suing for the dress?
And the ticket to the gala.
And the tickets and the airfare, like all that's her fault that that this happened? No, it's not her fault. You're in charge of the animals, not her. And I find in favor of the defendant in this case, and I am not ordering her to pay you a penny. Good luck, folks.
Judge Milian has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim is denied. Eddie Kent claims his student film was ruined by the interfering owner of the campsite he rented. Sarah Rampton says the underage drinking and rowdiness of the young cast was the reason she yelled cut.
Okay, Mr. Kent, you're suing Ms. Rampton's business for $1,395 that you say you are out as a result of her breaching a contract.
Yes,
okay,
ma'am.
talk to me. What was going on here?
Well, Your Honor, I had an agreement with the defendant, and we had reserved the campground for 2 days.
In order to do what?
I was filming a horror film for my grad school.
Okay, and you're getting a graduate degree in?
I'm getting a graduate degree in film. It was my final film project for the school year. It was very important that I get this done.
Right.
And I had an agreement with Sarah, and she said we were able to have the campground reserved from 12 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Saturday.
Okay.
But our production was cut short.
Why was it cut short?
It was cut short because she comes over for some reason. She just decides to shut it down.
I don't understand. She comes on Saturday night?
Well, yeah. So when we got to the campground, nobody was there. You know, we go to the office. We check to see if any of the employees are there. Nobody's there. There's a note saying, you know, call this number if you need anything. We call the number. There's nobody's answering the phone. Okay. So we just decided to take matters into our own hands.
Your Honor. Hold on one second. It's not your turn. Go ahead.
We decided to take matters into our own hands and, you know, just start setting up where the site that we were supposed to film.
Was it your understanding that somebody would be there?
Yes, they said they will both be there, the campground manager and the caretaker.
Okay. And who is the campground manager and who is the campground caretaker?
I'm the owner.
Who's
Sarah
the manager?
Rampton. The caretaker is Mr. Kindergarten.
The caretaker is, okay, you're the owner, he's the caretaker. Your understanding, were you supposed to be there, or was he supposed to be there when these guys...
I was supposed to be there, but I was called away on an emergency.
Okay.
And so I met the kindergarten in charge. He's been with me for 15 years and is extremely reliable and knows how the camp works.
When you say you left him in charge, did you tell him to be at the site because right now the campground is closed, right? Like it's not open yet.
No, it's closed for the winter.
Closed for the winter. You don't open
June.
until like when these kids were gonna when this young man was going to shoot there. You were letting them shoot there because the campground was closed, and I presume you paid. What did you pay in order for the privilege to tape there?
Yeah, I paid a $150 for the 2 days.
Okay. You weren't going to be there, but then he wasn't there, according to them.
Well, he was called away in an emergency.
Oh, everybody had an emergency. All right. So So you set up, and what happened?
So we set up, and we were getting ready to film the campfire scene. It's the most important scene of the movie, right? And she comes and she just shuts it all down.
How does she shut it down? I don't get it.
She says you kids are drinking alcohol and you're using firewood that's not appropriate for the campsite, even though the caretaker said, you know, there's no firewood available. You have to go to the hardware store. We have no idea where the hardware store is, so we go and we grab some twigs in the forest and we set up a campsite. So you know
okay, I don't know where you set it and how you set it, but if you were going there to tape this very, very important, incredibly important, most important scene, why didn't you already have firewood with you?
Well, they said they would have provided the firewood.
Stop. That's what I need. So who said to you, we will provide the firewood? Who said that to you?
The owner.
She told you that when and how?
Oh, she told us over the phone, you know, that there was going to be firewood there that we could purchase. And so we just came under the presumption that
right.
we could
And then what happened? There was a phone number for the caretaker, and did you call it and talk to him?
We called the phone several times, but there was no answer, Yana.
Okay. So did you ever have a conversation with the caretaker and say, is there firewood for us here to buy?
We did. Eventually he shows up and he says, you know, there's no firewood here, so you're going to have to go somewhere else to get the firewood.
Okay. And then instead of doing that, what did you guys do?
Well, we go and we grab the sticks and twigs in the forest. You know, it is the appropriate
Where did
firewood.
you put it?
We put it in the fire pit.
Okay. You get there at 8:30 when your emergency's over, and they're in the middle of filming. Why, according to him, you were shutting them down?
Absolutely.
Why?
Oh, the behavior was disgraceful and dangerous.
They doing?
They were running around all over the place.
Well, I'm sorry, they're filming a movie.
They were supposed to be filming a movie.
I'm sorry, but running around all over the place may be part of filming the movie.
No, people were wondering.
Hold on, I'm not talking to you, and now I'm talking to her. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. People were wandering all over the place, going into the darkness, drinking alcohol. There were kids under 17 years old.
Your Honor,
Hold on a second. I will give you a chance to respond, but first I have to hear what she's saying.
Thank you.
Go on.
I didn't want to be liable for underage drinking on my premises.
Coming up on Justice for the People.
How do you know that there was underage drinking?
Because there were beer cans littered all over the place.
How do you know how old the people are?
They looked extremely young.
So you guessed. Because they all look young to us, right?
Well, I did
The older we get, the younger everybody looks.
If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-800. We're back with the case of Eddie Kent, who blames Sarah Rampton for ruining his student film.
I think they were a danger to other kids and to anybody else who was there. The campground's completely shut
How
down.
do you know that there was underage drinking?
Because there were beer cans littered all over the place.
How do you know how old the people are?
They looked extremely young.
So you guessed. Because they all look young to us, right?
Well, I did
The older
guess.
we get, the younger everybody looks.
Absolutely.
Right, but then you're like, wait, you're 28? Like, you have no idea how old they are. So you guessed that there was underage drinking.
Yes.
Okay, why else did you shut them down? Any other reasons?
They were using firewood that they weren't supposed to. They were supposed to buy the firewood
Buy
from
it where?
me.
Did you tell him that it would be available for him to
Yes,
buy
I
from
need to
you?
get it from my caretaker.
Just a second. Did you tell him that it would be available to buy at your campground?
Yes,
Yep.
I did.
Okay, was it?
Well, my caretaker was in charge of that.
Caretaker, it's your moment to shine. May I hear from you, Mr. Kindergarten? Please stand up. Come forward. Thank you. Was there firewood to purchase at the campground?
No, there was not.
Okay, so you tell them there's firewood to purchase. Don't worry. Then there's not. That sounds like you breached before they breached. Can I ask you something? How old are you?
I'm 21.
All right, so you're filming. You know you have a contract that takes you till 10. She comes in. She's rather stern.
Yes.
And she tells you what?
She tells me, you have to wrap all of this up. You have to leave now. Everybody has to go.
And you're in the middle of filming the scene.
I'm in the middle of filming the most important scene that's going to make the entire movie what it is.
And so what do you do when she says you have to go?
Well, I'm kind of taken aback because, you know, we still have 2 hours left to film. We have 2 scenes left, and we haven't even gotten to the other part of the campsite.
So do you wrap it up?
We pack up all our stuff and we go, and it actually cost us a lot of money because we have to do filming for the next day. We have to pay the actors an extra money. We have to pay the...
But weren't those actors going to be in the film the next day anyway?
Yes, but...
If they were, then where were they sleeping? Because you're suing for the cost of the hotel rooms, but those actors were in the film the next day anyway. So, in other words, how did it really cost you the cost of the hotel rooms if they were going to be there anyway the next day?
The next day was just for collateral. We just needed just in case. You know, we didn't finish everything we needed to finish.
So you booked all those hotels that night?
Yeah, that night.
Who's your witness?
This is my witness. This is Amber, and she's
Come on up, Amber.
producer.
Hi, Your Honor.
How can you elucidate what's going on here? Were you there on the scene when this happened?
Yes, I'm co-producer.
Okay. And so she comes in, and what does she say and do?
She comes in very, very angry, accusing us of underage drinking, which
Was
is
there underage
not
drinking?
True. No, the beer cans that you're talking about were actually props. Yes, they were beer, but we were not drinking them. No one on set was drinking them.
Nobody was drinking.
Nobody was drinking. And the running around was in the scene, which you can see in the script.
So what ends up happening? Tell me, you come back the next day, right?
We have to.
Right. So you come back the next day, and then do you shoot the scene that was so valuable to you?
Well, we weren't able to shoot the climax of the scene because it was raining. We weren't able to make a campfire due to the climate.
Did you bring appropriate firewood the next day?
Well, we couldn't have it. There was no firewood to be available because it was all wet, you know?
It started raining at 3 p.m. that day, so we knew that we weren't.
So did you ever tape the campfire scene?
Yeah, we ended up taping it on the school campus with
candles,
like makeshift nighttime in a classroom, candles, flashlights, and stuff like that. And it doesn't even compare to the real thing.
Not at all.
So it definitely messed up.
But you couldn't find another campfire to,
Not with the budget. We were already over budget.
We had to go out of pocket to pay for all this extra fees.
Who had that kind of cash that night to buy all these hotel rooms? You're suing for $1,395.
Yes. I went out of pocket, you know, and she went out of pocket too. We both chipped in a little bit because it means a lot to us, this film.
Yeah.
And it was very important that we get it done.
Ms. Rampton, I'm trying to understand your philosophy, Ms. Rampton. When you come in, you really started acting like a den mother in charge of things because what? Because you saw beer cans and people running around, but they were making a film.
You're not supposed to have real alcohol on set.
Did you ever tell them that?
No.
Okay. So they have beer cans, and according to them, nobody's drinking. Did you see anybody drinking?
Oh, yes, I did.
Yeah? How many people did you see actually drinking?
About 6 or 7 of the actors.
And were they in the middle of a scene?
No. They were wandering off into the bushes and drinking and laughing.
Your Honor, she's obviously trying to swindle her way out of not paying this money.
Listen, I've had so many students come and work on my property, and
how many students, talk to me, not him, how many students have used your property for filming?
Oh, I've had about 20 groups of students over the years.
That many?
Yeah.
All right.
And I've never had a problem like this.
Okay. So you tell them to shut down, and do you tell them don't come back tomorrow, or you let them come back tomorrow?
No, I let them come back tomorrow, but I shut them down because they had too much work to do and they were never going to accomplish it. They were had 25 more lines in the first scene. They had 2 more scenes to shoot. They had to go over to the other side of the campground.
You don't know how long
Wait. Don't talk to her directly.
Coming up.
Well, did you waste the beer, or did you drink it after you left?
I think we just poured it out at that point.
Poured it out?
Well, we weren't.
Yeah, I know. I'm with you on that one, actually. How do you know how long that takes them to do? If they had until 10, what was your theory? That you are predicting how long it's going to take?
I'm a savvy woman. I can understand how, we have tents pitched in the campsite. I know how long it takes to put them up and take them down. I know how long it takes to put out craft services, which Mr. Kindergarten did, and put out the garbage pails. I'm aware of the time.
But if he rents it until 10, he can do his job after 10. That's not like you telling them wrap it up because you guys are taking too long because there's 25 more lines. That sounds like
And
you're
it's
getting
also
into
because
stuff. I'm not done speaking. It sounds like you're getting to stuff that is none of your business. It's not like you got there at 10 and they weren't wrapping it up and you told them you need to wrap it up. You got there an hour and a half before they need to wrap it up. By the way, was there a fire? Did they cause a fire, or was the fire just inside the pit?
The fire was inside the pit. With
Okay, and if you
illegal
tell them that
twigs.
there's going to be appropriate firewood, and then Mr. Kindergarten tells us, oh, we're all out of firewood, then, you know, how is this something that they did evil? Was anybody drinking?
No.
No, yeah.
That's
Not at
not-
all?
No, Your Honor.
I mean, come on.
The drinks were used as props, solely for
Well,
props.
they were just props, but they're there.
That's
Right,
true.
like,
They were
you know.
there, but they were not being consumed.
Were they drinking after things got called down?
We didn't have time. We were ushered away.
Okay. Well, did you waste the beer, or did you drink it after you left?
I think we just poured it out at that point.
Poured it out.
Well, we weren't.
Yeah, I know. I'm with you on that one, actually.
I probably had a bit in the car.
Coming up.
And open or not open?
Not open.
Okay, how are you filming the scene with it closed, though?
When the camera was rolling around the fire pit, beers were open, yes.
With Judge Milian. We're back with the case of Eddie Kent, who blames Sarah Rampton for ruining his student film.
Did you really pour it out? I can't imagine you poured it out.
Well, you know, I'm 21, so you know it's not a problem for me to drink. You know?
How old were the other people that were on there? Was there anybody 17 on there?
No.
No,
Your
not
Honor.
17, no.
So
Everybody was 18 and up. But
18 and up.
The only people that had alcohol in their hand was over the age of 21.
okay, and open or not open?
Not open.
Okay, how are you filming the scene with it closed, though?
When the camera was rolling around the fire pit, beers were open, yes.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
But they weren't, like, we weren't just, like, holding them.
Right, but when you're filming, isn't the point of the prop in the
Yes.
hand to drink
Yes.
it?
Yeah, but
Then how is it that you're telling me that nobody was drinking?
I misunderstood. Like, I thought that you were saying like, oh, were you guys just drinking or like?
No, I'm asking you, in the scene, were they not drinking?
Yeah, they were drinking in the scene.
But no one over the age, everyone was 21 and over who was drinking.
Who had a beer in their hand and was
Yes.
drinking? Okay. All right, let me see the receipts for the hotel rooms. Explain to me again how these people were not already going to be there the next day to film? Because you expected to finish the entire film that night?
Yeah, and we expected to finish the film with a reservation for Saturday.
Right.
Some people were from out of town, so we didn't originally need to have hotels for them, but we did because we had to refilm the next day, the fire scene. That was going to be at nighttime, but then it was raining, so we couldn't.
What is it you're suing for? You paid $895 for the hotel rooms?
$895 for the hotel rooms and an extra $100 for each 5 of the actors that had to come in for an extra day.
So another $500 over that?
Yes.
Judge Milian's verdict when justice for the people returns. Promotional consideration. This is Justice for the People with Judge Milian.
I don't know that you had enough evidence, Ms. Rampton, to shut the thing down. And there's no question you shut it down. You're very proud of it. You walked in, you saw a bunch of students, you saw them, they were drinking, going into the bushes. Was anybody going into the bushes? Into the forest?
To use the bathroom with a flashlight.
To use the bathroom with a flashlight because there was no
Because
running water
no running
and no
water.
electricity.
It was an
But you knew
exhibition.
that. You
We
knew
did.
that.
We did.
We did.
Right. You know, if you were there all day, did you see the beer props, Mr. Kindergarten?
I did.
Okay, and did you have some alarm over that?
I mean, they were telling me that that's not real beer. That's a fake beer container. And
Yana, we didn't say anything of the sort. We didn't say
What's a fake beer?
You can buy them, yes.
What?
You ever have ginger
Where
beer?
are they available at your place? Because the firewood wasn't. So, yeah, I'm going to tell you, I don't think you had any right to shut them down that night, and I'm finding in favor of the plaintiffs in this case.
That's really unfair.
Okay, and
you know what?
You're going to pay them $1,395. That's my verdict.
All rise.
Judge Milian has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant owes $1,395.
You
Quiet.
spoiled it for everybody else.
You are a
spoiled
wisp
it
of
for
a
all
woman,
the
and
others.
You've had your day in court. You've had your day in court. Exit this way, please. Grab all of your belongings.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Watch out, sir.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.
I don't know where you've been, but you're going to respect this courtroom. My life has proven that it's not about where you come from,